Have a look at what happened when One Nation Senator Malcolm Roberts questioned Senator Watt about the tobacco tax.
Minister, do you consider the government's very high tobacco duty is the reason otherwise law-abiding citizens are prepared to buy illegal tobacco for generally a third of the legal price?
No.
Any reasons?
There's absolutely no evidence to suggest that argument.
You're joking.
No.
Okay. Minister, is this office designed to make it look like you're doing something to solve a problem your greedy tax grab created and your predecessors?
No.
No data, just meetings, just no. Empowering organised crime, decreasing revenue that taxpayers have to make up, and you just say no.
Well, you asked me a question and I said no.
And I'm asking you, you're ignoring the data, you're ignoring to just put in meetings, you're empowering organised crime and you're decreasing the revenue to the government.
No.
Can you smell the bullshit? Oh my God. Now, I'm sure the government hasn't commissioned a report on this because they can guess the outcome. And if there's one thing I know about governments, it's that they never commission a report if the outcome isn't going to favour their narrative. Here's the deal. The government says the ultra-high tobacco tax is not driving people to illegal products, but the data paints a very different picture. So when Murray Watt says there's absolutely no evidence to suggest that argument, well, let's look at the data. Because when you jack up the tobacco tax, you intend to discourage smoking. That part works. But there's one major unintended consequence. Lots of smokers look for cheaper alternatives, not quitting, but shifting. In 2022-23, the excise duty lost via illicit tobacco was about $2.71 billion. In 23-24, it jumped further, millions more still undetected. Analysts argue that taxes have passed a tipping point where the black market is being fueled, not suppressed. There was a headline right there that Murray Watt could have looked at. Let's be clear. This is not a small fringe issue. What's happening is organised crime groups are stepping in because margins on illicit product are huge, risk of detection is low, and enforcement is lagging. So let me walk you through one simplified logic jump. Tax rises equals legal pack prices soar. Some smokers say, screw it, if I'm paying $40 a pack, they look for cheaper options. Illicit packs can go for as little as $10 to $15. Criminal networks supply them. Government loses revenue. Public health aims get undermined because cheaper alternatives stays available. Import caveats so we're clear. The relationship between tax rates and illicit trade isn't absolutely proven in every study. Some public health researchers say the higher taxes don't always mean more illicit sales, but the weight of recent Australian evidence leans heavily towards yes, tax policy has contributed significantly. So, based on the evidence, it would appear Senator Murray Watt lied in estimates. Whether intentionally or not, the information he presented was wrong. Amanda, can we play that clip again? I want you to listen to his words, and I especially want you to listen to there's absolutely no evidence to suggest that argument.
Minister, do you consider the government's very high tobacco duty is the reason otherwise law-abiding citizens are prepared to buy illegal tobacco for generally a third of the legal price?
No.
Any reasons?
There's absolutely no evidence to suggest that argument.
You're joking.
No.
Okay.
There's absolutely no evidence to suggest that argument. I've just presented some evidence. It's not all the evidence. There's plenty of it out there. I have talked many times on this show how the high tobacco tax is leading to people looking for alternatives, normal, everyday people. Now, what would be wrong with him saying, yeah, that does happen? And it is happening because of our high taxes. We're trying to deal with enforcement, and this is one of those things where we're damned if we do, we're damned if we don't. But this is, again, what we've been talking about in all these Senate estimates. It's dodging and weaving and not answering the question. The Albanese government said they would be a transparent government. And yet, when you see documents they release, it's all black. There's no transparency in this government. There's just accusations that everyone else is out to get them. Anthony Albanese has become friends with Trump for a reason. He's learnt Trump's lessons. Avoid, push back, redact. That's the world we live in now. Any simpleton can see higher taxes on tobacco has led to this illicit trade. And that's why the criminals are getting involved. You can buy cigarettes cheap, sell them for $15, still make a profit, and you're really undercutting the government. I'm not defending it. I'm not defending what people are doing. But you can't just say, we're going to price you out of having ciggies. Because when you do that, people will go elsewhere. It's human nature.
We've invited you here. You don't need to apologise for your story or for what you're saying. I heard the yapping. There was a lot I didn't understand about myself until I had that diagnosis. Don't get the shitties with me. Oh, Guy, no, that's Guy.
Funny, insightful interviews from a washed-up producer with nothing to lose.